Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a quick video talking about this updated version of the Remette Falcon. So let me know if you can see the difference between the original ones and this one. I don't have the original ones here because I have sent them on pass around, but I'm sure you can tell what it is. This is a really cool knife. It has a Tanto blade with a sort of compound ground blade. It's flat on both, but you can see the different angles there. It does have lightning ano, or as I call it, puke ano, just not my favorite. But when it's a little bit like this, it's not the end of the world. I know a lot of people like it. What I love about this knife design is you have the pivot lock. So you can swing it down like a button lock. It swings freely. But you also have a accessible liner lock that works really well also. And basically that button pushes the liner lock over. So you have a dual locking system, I guess. They call it multiple deployments. You have multiple disengagements as well. Very cool. The detent on it is nice and crisp, no lash, very stout detent in my opinion for these types of deployments. For the hole, you have a great flick. For the front flipper, great action there. Of course, I would love it if they jimped this up and around and it was more aggressive. It's a pretty smooth jimp on here, so I would love if it kept going and went up and around and they made it more aggressive. That would honestly make the front flippers so much better if everybody did that. A great example is I just did a video disassembling, reassembling my Knoll Knives Ghoul. Shout out to Knoll Knives. And you can see they jimped this up and around. They even added a couple jimps on the back of it. And it just makes it so much easier to grab, right? You get a great grip when you're trying to do a reach around or a roll back or whatever. And that stuff is very hard with this because you can't grab anything here. It's smooth. And you go to roll back, you miss it, and then you kind of just smack that corner with your finger and it hurts. Even the front flip can be a little difficult if your hand has anything on it. So it's a great knife. It would be fantastic if they did that with the jimp. So hopefully they watch this and they see that, but such a beautiful knife. I mean, great in hand, right? But something some people have brought up in the past with these type of pivot locks is, well, what if I'm really bearing down or I'm doing a certain cut and I push down on it and I disengage it? I could cut my finger, or if I'm left-handed, I could easily disengage that, and that would be unfortunate. Well, Remette has answered your call. They have added a lock, and that is the difference. So this is the same Falcon knife, except now it has a lock switch on it. And there's something really cool about this that you do not see very often. So when I go to push this lock bar, it is not budging. There is no budging that lock, and it is not moving at all. If I push this button or try, nothing happens. There is no wiggle. And the reason I mention that is because I've had a bunch of knives with these secondary locks on them. I'll show you an example right now. I have one from Artisan Cutlery. Where is that thing? This is the, what the hell is this called? The Home, I think it's called. Sorry. I'll link Artisan down below if you like this knife. I do think it's really good. It's got a button lock on it. Very cool. But it's a traditional button lock. It has a spring. And you know what that means? It means detent lash, right? It means it can get disengaged probably with a spine whack, easy enough. But it is cool. It has this secondary lock. See that? You push that over, and now even if I push the lock down, I can't close it. But You hear that? There's a bunch of wiggle in here. Now, if I let go of it, of course it locks up because it's normal lockup, but if you test that secondary lock, it has a lot of movement. And that is the case with basically every secondary lock knife I've ever handled. This one, I believe you can lock closed. Yeah, you can lock it closed, which is pretty cool. But this, nothing. You cannot even move it a micrometer. It is a absolute tank. And you're not going to accidentally disengage the secondary lock. Another issue with this knife. I actually did some cutting with this before I did the review, and I had a couple moments where I was cutting and I used my thumb on accident. I'm just bearing down as a lefty, and I pushed that lock over. So it almost tricked me because then my fingers down here, I could actually disengage both locks on accident. I know that sounds silly, but it could happen. I mean, look at that. Right now, right-handed, maybe it's a little harder, but you can still pop that with your fingers. So it's cool that it has it, but I actually failed that lock during cutting. That's not happening here. You have to slide this lock up and over. Like, you're not just gonna bear down and accidentally do that. You know what I mean? And as a lefty as well, I was trying to like find it like this to unlock it from this side, and I couldn't find it. I think I finally got it there. But point is, it's not an easy one to overcome on accident. Now, if you want to overcome it, it's easy. If you want to turn it off. If you want to switch it to unlock, it's easy. I'm not saying that's hard. I'm just saying you're not going to accidentally do it, right? And I think that's a cool feature. You cannot lock this closed. So it obviously has, oh, wait. No, that's just a good detent. It obviously has some kind of function where it's blocking off this lock bar, right? And it doesn't work closed because the lock bar is pushed over against the side there. So you're not going to be able to get it to lock close, but that's why you have a detent, right? But as a secondary lock, this is probably the best one I've tried. I'm not like a secondary lock tester, so I don't have every knife that has one, but it's a very well done lock. So I want to give Remette credit for that. They must have been asked about it, and they took care of it. And otherwise, as you guys know, the Falcon is amazing. I've had like 5 of these come through now, I think. They sent me a couple for HRC testing a few months ago. I gave those away to you guys. Then they sent me originally one. And then they've sent me this one. I have at least one in the pass around, I'm pretty sure. So very cool of Remette. I will probably add this to the pass around. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I will link it down below. I do have an affiliate link to Remette's website. And I do have a discount code as well. I believe the code is LeftyEDC. But again, it will be down below. And that does take 5% off your orders on their website. And I'll see if they have it on Amazon as well. I'll link that because sometimes they have automatic coupons on Amazon that make it a little bit cheaper than their website. So either way, if you use the links, it does help the channel and I would appreciate it, but it is totally up to you. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a worthy upgrade to the Falcon? I think it's a very smart update. I think it doesn't take away from the knife at all. If you don't want the lock, I don't think it is intrusive. It's not, ugly at all. It's just a little tab right here. And for those of you who want to feel safer, you now have that safety switch. Also, you can add tritium to this knife. I did that on the last one. If you check out my last Remette video, you'll see I added tritium in the blade and there. And I put links to the items I used. So if you wanted to do that yourself, you can. And yeah, thank you to Remette. They've been really good to me, very supportive of the channel. They've also worked on prototypes for me of Divo stuff, which was super helpful. And I hope to continue building that relationship with Remette. The people over there are really, really cool. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.